Hi guys, so in this video we'll be covering about futures and option ban, list of stocks that are getting under F&O ban. So is there any specific significance behind stocks getting into F&O ban? Can we develop any trading strategy out of stocks that are getting into F&O ban? So that is what we are going to cover in this video. So usually when does a stock get into F&O ban? You would have seen whenever a market wide position limit is crossed more than 95%, those stocks are get into F&O ban. So basically you once a stock is put into F&O ban, you cannot take any new positions under futures and options category. However, you can trade in cash segment, but you cannot make any new positions with F&O segments. However, if you have any open positions, then you can somehow exit from those stocks. But only criteria is we cannot add any new positions. So what happens is, consider a stock that is looks very bearish because of market sentiments. This stock is going down every day. So what happens is, people who are trading with futures and option segments, they can short these stocks in using no leveraged position. They can make much higher profits. So that is what most people do. So when a stock which is already weaker, which is already bearish in nature, and if more people start shorting the stock, it can keep going down and down. And what happens if more open interest is created and more people take a position on that stock, then by the time it crosses a 95% no market wide position limit, then this particular stock will get into F&O ban. Now what will happen? So there is no possibility of adding new short positions in this specific stock, because the stock is already shorted and it is now put into F&O ban, and you cannot take any new positions. So what will happen when there is an absence of seller? Obviously the stock has to move up. So the guys who have already shorted the stock, they have to buy back, because once it is in F&O ban, you cannot add new positions. However, you can close your existing position, which means that you have to buy back. So when this happens, there could be enormous buying pressure that can be witnessed in those F&O stocks. So that is what we are going to research and find out what happens if we buy a stock that gets added to the F&O ban list and sell that stock once it is moved out of F&O ban. Will this be a profitable strategy? That is what we are going to find out. So in order to test this strategy, first what we have to do is we have to get the list of stocks which has been added to the F&O list historically. So from NSE, you can download the stock list from 2016 to till date. So for the last 5 years, you can download what are the list of stocks which has been added to the F&O ban list. And no, this is the link. The link I'll add it in the description. So just go to that link and see how you can download the F&O list. So there you just have to change the last 4 or 5 digits. You just have to change the month, year and date, and accordingly you would be able to download the list of stocks which are in the F&O ban list on that specific day. So this is how we were able to do it. So for an example, if you download this list, you would be able to see what are the list of stocks that were added to the F&O ban list to trade for 12th of October. So these 9 stocks which were in F&O ban list. So Bank of Baroda came into the list on 12th of October. So as per the rules, we will buy this stock. So whatever the stocks that are getting in the F&O ban list, we'll be buying that stock the next day. Since it came on 12th of October, we'll be buying this stock on 13th of October, and then we'll try checking on which date this ban was removed. So from 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, by till 19th, till 18th of October, Bank of Baroda was there in ban list. But when 19th of October list was released, Bank of Baroda was removed from the F&O ban list. So whenever a stock crosses 95% of market wide position limit, it will be added to the F&O ban list. And from there, if it goes below 80%, then it will be removed from the F&O ban list. So on 19th it was removed. So we will be exiting this stock on 20th. So the rules are simple. We need to scan for list of stocks which are in F&O ban list. Whichever stocks that are getting into F&O ban list, buy them on the next day, and then check for each and every day F&O stock list which are getting into F&O ban, and find out when that particular stock is removed from the ban. From the date it is removed, the next date you are going to exit from that stock. So this is what we did from 2016 to 21. So we took up the list of dates, and we took up what is the entry price, what is the exit price, how much returns that it has made, and even we compared before the stock was in ban whether it was an uptrend or it was in downtrend. So we did all this analysis, and also we found out how many number of days the stock was in the ban. So we did all this analysis from 2016 to 2021, and we were able to figure out that these listed below 10 stocks where the stocks like Jet Airways, JP Associates, India Bulls Real Estate, Arcom, Idea, all these stocks were into F&O ban list most number of times. From 2016 to 2021, 41 times Jet Airways came into F&O ban list, followed by JP Associates, and followed by list of all other stocks. So this table tells you how many number of times a stock was added into the F&O ban list. And also, if we apply the rules of buying the stock whichever is getting into F&O ban in cash market, and then selling the same stock once it is removed from F&O ban, if we followed that strategy, then these were the list of 10 stocks which made the highest returns. Adani Power, Arcom, Adani Enterprises. If you could recall the historical data of these stocks, PC Jewelers, these stocks were hammered phenomenally, like it was in complete downtrend back then. But because of the short squeeze that I explained earlier, where when a stock was shorted and eventually when it gets into F&O ban list, the user has to buy it back, and this creates a buying pressure which moves the stock up. So people who buy that in cash market, they are able to make these kind of outstanding returns. But overall, there were almost 1,000 trades in last 5 years with a total summation returns of minus 296%, which means if you are buying this stock and selling it after it is removed from F&O ban list, the total returns is around minus 300%, which signifies that we are not actually making profit, we are actually making loss if we are buying the stock in cash market and selling it after the stock is removed from the ban. So it shows that the stock is largely trades in a bearish phase even after the stock is added into the F&O ban list. So we compared two scenarios. Find out what are the list of stocks that has been added in F&O ban list, and find out how it performed in the last 5 days, whether the last 5 days trend is positive or the last 5 days trend is negative. So we took two scenarios. If the last 5 days rate of change or the trend of the stock is less than 0, which means that in the last 5 days, if the overall stock returns is negative, then calculate what is the returns, which was around minus 312%. So on an average, it was 0.7%. So which means that a stock which is getting into F&O ban list, and if that same stock was having a negative trend in the last 5 days, then once the stock is added to the F&O list, the same trend continues until it is coming out of the ban, which means a stock which is already bearish puts into F&O ban, and if for that stock until it comes out of ban, it shows a negative scenario, like it shows a bearish phase. So it did not move up, it only went down further. Similarly, in the last 5 days, if the rate of change is greater than 0, then the same, if you calculate the overall returns, which was flat 3%, which means there was no rate of change. I mean, there was no big change that happened with the stock which is having a positive movement before the stock is added into the F&O list. So final conclusion. So what do we conclude here is, so first we took data from 2016 to 2021 and we found out what are the list of stocks that are added into the F&O ban list from which date to which date, when it was added and when it was removed. So we gathered all the data, and once we gathered all the data, we took the entry price and exit price from the historical above copy. Like when the stock was added into the F&O ban list, then the next day will be added as entry price, and once the stock is removed from F&O ban list, then the next day will be added as exit price. Calculate how much it has made if you are entering on that day and exiting as per the exit price, how much returns we made. So if we did this analysis from 2016 to till date, the overall returns is negative of minus 300%, which means that if you are buying the stock in cash market which is getting into F&O ban and selling that stock after it is moved out of F&O ban, your overall returns is negative, which means that overall trend is actually bearish after the stock is added into the F&O ban list. It is not bullish. So do not buy the stock in cash market which is getting into F&O ban list. It is not statistically no a significant returns. You are not going to make a profits on the long run by buying the stock which is added into the F&O ban list. But you can short it, since you cannot short it on the cash market, and also you cannot short it in the F&O futures position, since the F&O ban list doesn't allow you to take new positions. The only option that is left is shorting these stocks on intraday basis until the stock is in F&O ban in cash market. So that can give you a better outcome. So thank you guys. So this is what we wanted to cover with respect to the F&O ban strategy. If you're not aware, or if you're having any specific questions out of whatever things that we discussed right now, you can put it in the comments window. We'll try to respond. Thank you.